I swear, you guys amaze me sometimes. You guys are insane. If you told me that you actually didn't know that you could see the key through the chest with the lens of truth, so you went in there and left everything up to random luck. A 1 in 32 chance. Seriously, I never would ever consider doing that. You would imagine, you'd think that, you'd realize that, it's a 1 in 32 chance. There's gotta be something that makes it easier. But, apparently the thought didn't cross your minds. But then again, I guess you really have to know it. It's another one of those god-dang-it moments where game facts really, really helps. Anyway, now we're back to the Temple of Time since we've done our errands here as Kid Link. So it's time for us to go back to the future! Now that that's done, we're back as Adult Link. The first thing I'm going to want to do, I'm going to head back to the Sacred Forest Meadow to get some more fairies, since I had to release them all in order to do that stupid Poe hunting minigame. So it's not going to take much time, but I'm going to keep recording anyway, just in case I get butt-raped by moblins. It could happen. It did happen the first time I came here and did this, so hey, why not? One thing I really want to show you before this LP's over is, when you go across where the moblin with the spear is, but you start climbing the ladder, and the moblin's just a bit too late, and he's just sent careening past you. Didn't happen there, unfortunately. Sort of wished it would, because it just looks so funny when the moblin charges at you and misses completely. Anyway, let's grab our bottles. Unfortunately, we can only have 3 at a time out, so... Oh, by the way, fun question that a few of you have asked me. If Navi is a fairy, then why can't Navi heal Link or something like that? Well, I'll leave it up to your imaginations. Maybe it's just that there are several different species of fairies, and the guardian fairies of the Kokiri aren't the same as the healing fairies, or something like that. I don't know. Make up your own explanation. But personally, I'm going to classify it under N for Nintendo logic. Anyway, let's head back to the... Wow, that was a fail interpretation of the Bolero of Fire. More like Bolero of Fail. Sorry about that failed attempt. I somehow pressed left instead of right, because I'm stupid like that. Anyway, before we head into the Fire Temple, remember that magic beam that we planted? Well, now it's one of those magic platforms which is going to lead to the top of one of those rock spires here. Now, take a good look at this piece of heart, because it's the last we're going to get for a long, long, long time. Next one we're going to get is going to be after the Shadow Temple, just to give you an idea. Anyway, the Fire Temple, the entrance is right over there. Yeah, Fire Temple. Not a very hard dungeon by any means, and the entrance is a lot like the entrance to the bottom of the well, by the way. But yeah, not a very difficult temple. You can see there's a statue to the right of the staircase. The boss key is over there, but we need the Megaton Hammer to even get through this statue. And hey look, it's Darunia! Who is going to bring us up to speed on what happened, because his son didn't already do it all those videos ago. Then again, I guess it's been a fairly long time since I picked up the Goron tunic, so yeah, I guess this refresher isn't completely irrelevant. Basically, as I've said before, and as he's saying right now, Ganondorf revived the ancient dragon Volvagia, and he wants to feed the entire Goron race to that dragon, and as such, he's captured all the Gorons and put them into cages throughout the temple. And now Darunia here, he says that he wants to take on Volvagia, but he doesn't have the legendary hammer, which is this dungeon's treasure. So, yeah, I wouldn't bet a penny on Darunia, knowing how video games go and all. If you need a legendary weapon to defeat an enemy, and someone else goes to defeat that enemy and doesn't have the legendary weapon, fuck that! It's not happening. Ever. Anyway, he said that the cells were on the other side of where I entered this place, but if you do that, you're going to hit a locked door first thing. So, what you want to do, you want to head over there, press the switch, and rescue this Goron. And Gorons, when you rescue them, they give you tips of varying interest on how to beat the temple. But yeah, there's a pillar that's stuck in the ceiling that you could see when I was talking to Darunia. What you gotta do, you gotta get the Megaton Hammer, then you gotta go in the room that's above this room, then pound the pillar with the Megaton Hammer, which will cause the pillar to come crashing down and open the way to the boss's room. And by the way, there are a few pots on the side opposite the cage. I'm going to go and open them. By the way, as you noticed, I didn't take any damage from that lava because the Bigaron suit makes me, well, not immune to the lava, but it still drastically lowers the rate at which I will take damage. Wow, we don't have much leeway here. You gotta do it from the very edge of this platform. But, yeah, it still slows down the damage rate astronomically, so you can go into the lava without worrying too much. Got bombs here, which is good because I used up a bunch of them back in the bottom of the well. It was down to 30, so... yeah, we're gonna need bombs quite a bit in this dungeon. There are a few mini-bosses that the Gorons tell you do require bombs, but you can beat them even easier with the hook shot, so there's no point in going the hard way and use consumables, especially if it makes the mini-bosses harder. Now this room, what you want to do? You want to head over to this side. You don't want to cross the bridge just yet, because there are a few things you want to do in this room first. First, you go through this door, and this is going to lead to another cage where a Goron's been imprisoned. Yeah, we're going to be doing that a lot. You need to rescue those Gorons because most of them in their cages have chests with small keys. A wall that you can destroy with the Goron special crop will sound different than a regular wall if you hit it with your sword. That is true, and I probably even mentioned this earlier in this LP. When they talk about the Goron special crop, by the way, it's just an irritating way for them to talk about bombs, because, well, bomb flowers grow on Death Mountain, and they're functionally identical to bombs, but whatever. Now, over this door, there's a block that can be moved with the Song of Time up there. So you want to play the Song of Time, and as a result, the block's going to come down and make a sort of giant staircase to a room that's located above. But yeah, as I was saying, if you hit a wall that can be bombed with your sword, it's going to sound a lot different than any other regular wall. Now, this room, just stand in the back and put up your shield and let the tiles come to you. It's really not difficult at all. It's just a bit testing on your patience if you're impatient, but otherwise, let them come, and after that, well, we got a like here. So, whoa, no, you're not eating me today. After that, wow, 1 slash with the Bigaron sword. I remembered it taking 2, but that's got to be 2 from the Master Sword. When you fight those things, remember, you always want to try and hit them with the tip of your sword, because if you get too close, they're going to try and eat you, and sometimes they're gonna succeed if you're careless. Anyway, that like guarded a gold Skulltula, which was the entire reason why I came into this room to begin with. Because seriously, if there was no Skulltula in there, there would be no real reason to go in this room, and it probably wouldn't exist to begin with. Okay, I don't think you want to go that way in order to get to the room that's in the rightmost corner of the room. You want to cross the bridge part way, I believe. Just be careful not to let any of the fire keys sucker punch me or something. And okay, we got that platform there, which is moving. That's good. So I can head over to that corner of the room. now this room, this wall here looks conspicuous. It can very obviously be bombed and die! Or just run away, whatever. If you're not bothering me, I'm not gonna bother you. But yeah, this wall, very suspicious. Bomb it, and that's going to lead you to, yeah, another one of those cages where Gorons are imprisoned. And it's another one of those cases where you really want to come here, because if you move on through the dungeon and you forget to go through one of these cages, then you're going to come to a locked door and you're going to have no key, and you're going to look all over the place to try and find where the key was in the first place. Happened a lot in my first playthrough of this game and in the Water Temple's case, even on subsequent playthroughs. Anyway, what this Goron was telling us was that there are switches in this temple that can be activated with the sword, but you can also use bombs for doing the job. Or face first into the lava! Link! Planking World Champion! Which is sort of a shame because planking's for idiots, and I thought Link was cooler than that. But yeah, you might be wondering, if you can just use your sword, why use bombs instead? Well, there are a few instances where you're going to want to do this in this dungeon. We're talking about time-based puzzles here. So, now we can move on now that we got both keys in this area. And, are there keys? Keys, not keys, by the way. No, I guess they're all up above. So, this room can be somewhat perplexing if you don't know what to do. What you want to do, you want to climb up this fence, and after that there should be keys up here. There we go, I'm going to kill them with the hook shot. Here's one. Here's two. Then you want to... I was about to say run through this, but you really want to tiptoe if you don't want to fall. Now you drop down there, push the block, and there's you saw this flame jet down there. You can guess what's going to happen. When the flame jet activates, it's going to push that block up, and it's going to act as an elevator. So, let's go up to the second floor of the temple. Now, which room is next? Is it the one with the boulders? No, I don't think it is. And there's a Goron that's captured here, but we can't do anything about it for the time being. We're going to come back later, since the switch is located on the other side of the cage. Okay, now, these enemies, really easy. If you ever take damage to these guys, may I suggest playing a different game? Now, jump across this, and you're going to want to push the block down there in order to be able to progress further into this room, because as you can see, the wall to the left is a bit too high to jump up to. So, pull that block into that little face thing that's in the floor. I don't know why the makers of this temple drew faces in the floor, but whatever. See, as you can see, this is too high. So what you gotta do, you gotta go up there, then use the fence that's stuck to the wall. And now, you saw that switch down there? Now's when you want to use a bomb to activate it. And now, you have a few seconds to run over to this fence and climb it. Really not a lot of time. It's almost up. See, it's up already, and I really hurried, which means time wasn't that tight, but there is still no time to dawdle. You cannot possibly do this with the sword. So, oh yeah, this is the room with the boulders now. You gotta avoid a crap ton of boulders while navigating through this room, and you just heard that little clink sound that a bumble wall makes. There's a gold sculpture behind it. Second of 5 in this dungeon, and I believe there's another one such secret passage in this room. I'm not 100% sure on that. Oh, there's a door. Well, I'm gonna keep going. Excuse me! No, you're not getting me again! You're not getting me again! And, okay. Oh, there's a locked door, so there's a lot of stuff to do in this room. So, I guess we're gonna have to continue that next time, because as I said, lots of places to go here.